This is just going to be a short little video on Waves Enigma. It's not going to be a grand tutorial, but there is a little feature on the plugin that I like to point out. A lot of times when I speak to people about this plugin, I hear that it's not a plugin that they find useful, or it's just, it sounds cool, but it never really fits the application needs that they have. And when I press people as to why, the primary reason that comes up is the modulation, the frequency sweeps. What I think a lot of people fail to notice is this little button I just pressed here. We have play and pause that controls the modulation. In its default state, you'll see the modulation is going. If I pause it, it just stops. And this is also a fully automatable feature. And you'll see right now I've already got it in the automation lanes. It shows up right here, right near the top, underneath depth. So this can make the plugin a lot more useful, and it tends to help people when they actually stop and play around with it a little more. So I brought in two examples. One is pink noise, another is the camera shutter sound from, or a camera shutter sound from Sonic Salute's analog cameras that I used back when I was doing a review of that particular sound library. So right here we just have our standard pink noise, and I'm using this little track on the bottom here so that I have some clean audio to cut in so that it's not coming through this crappy USB mic that I'm using. So, pretty standard pink noise. I've got a low pass filter on it, which is just to control some of the high end for when I'm using Enigma here. So I'm going to bring this in its default state, and you'll hear what it sounds like, which is, you know, what you would hear if you played around with it. So we've got our filter sweep. Nothing amazing. Now I'm going to play with it, and I'll pause it. So we can use this to make Enigma actually fit our needs. I've used this a lot of times to create power up and power down sounds for, like, you know, sci-fi type things, or even just, you know, HVAC machine shutting down, just to kind of control, give it that downward momentum that I need. For this analog camera library review that I did, if you read it, you may know that I built a little robot sound out of, or robot stepping sound out of the sounds of these cameras. What I did was I loaded up a preset that I know gives sounds kind of a metallic quality. Right now I've got Enigma off. You'll see I've got a lot of other processing going on, but here's the sound without Enigma. I've pitch shifted it down and stuff like that, but I wanted it to have a slightly metallic sound, like I said, because I was building a robot. So let me bring Enigma in and play it for you. So you'll notice that the modulation on Enigma is paused, and it gave the sound just that slightly metallic characteristic that I wanted in it, and that kind of helped it sit with the rest of the sounds that I was building in. So I hope if you got Enigma that you'll give it a shot and play around with the modulation and find a fun use for it. That's all. Thanks.